Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is a legend in bodybuilding. We know him as the Jet Man. I want to introduce Tony Pearson to the show. Welcome, my friend, and happy belated birthday.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
63. I can't believe it.
63, yeah. I don't know where time went.
You look amazing, though. You don't have a wrinkle on your face. Look at that bicep. Still better than anyone out there. How do you do it? What's the secret, Tony?
Be consistent. Just be consistent and just keep chipping away. I call this sculpting. Just keep sculpting every day, a little bit every day. And at the end of the year, it adds up.
You're going to be like, you're like better than Al. I remember when Al Beckles was competing in his 60s. You remember back when you first started? And
I remember I just competed against him.
But he looked like his face looked 60. His body didn't, of course. But your face looks like it's like 30. You know, I don't know how you do it. You have no plastic surgery?
No.
Unbelievable.
I had my nose done. You know that many years ago.
Oh, you did? How did that happen? What made you do that?
That was the Michael Jackson thing. Remember, I was the Michael Jackson bodybuilder all those years. I had this crazy nose. I went to the doctor and says, "Hey, change my nose," and he did. That was before men was getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, no one got that. People compared you to Michael Jackson. You had a similar look to him back in the day.
Yes. So with the hair and the whole thing, and they fixed the nose, and then Ricky Wayne was doing an article on me, and he looks at me and he goes, "You look like Michael Jackson," and then he started writing it, and it took off.
I'll tell you one thing. Look, I've seen nose jobs on people. A lot of times it's a disaster. They actually did a really good job on your nose. You can't really tell. I mean, if you saw before and after pictures, obviously, but they did a very good job in the sense that it fits your face.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I was not upset in the beginning because I had a little lump up here and it wouldn't go away, and the guy says just give it time and it'll go away. Finally, this is 1984, so I was the first one. For men, plastic surgery was not a good thing to do.
No.
No.
But everyone has their own identity and what they see themselves looking like, and you had an image that you wanted to create, and you obviously created it, and you were always very entertaining on stage in all your routines. You were one of the guys. A lot of people don't realize you did a lot of mixed pair stuff back in the day. They don't have that today, but they used to have men and women posing together, and you have a couple championships, I believe, right?
Yes, I won 6. I won 2 with Shelley Gruhl, and 2 with Carla Dunlap.
Right.
1 with Juliet Bergman, and 1 with Tina Blackinger.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. It's weird that you had different partners too, because I imagine it's hard to get synced up with someone, and once you do, it's probably like you don't really want to try to sync up with anyone else, I would think.
Right. Each year, every couple of years, my partner had other things to do. So I said, okay, now I got to find a new partner. So that kept changing. And Carla we did 84 and came back in 88 and did it again. So, they had
Carla
lives.
was Miss Olympia. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's a lot of work to do mixed pairs. It's not, you got 2 people working together, got the routine, you're on the diet, you got to train twice a day, post hours every day. So it's very challenging.
Well, that would be something that I would actually, when I go to the Olympia, okay, I like to see the guys because they're big freaks, obviously. I enjoy that. But the most entertaining part of the Olympia is usually the fitness routines for me, because I like to see people perform. Every once in a while, you get a bodybuilding routine that's entertaining, like a Kai Green or something like that. But I think if they would bring back the mixed pairs, that would add another element of entertainment value that people would enjoy as fans going to the show. Don't you think so?
Absolutely, because it's a performance. I mean, 2 great bodies. Who doesn't want to see 2 great bodies on stage performing in an individual routine, different routines? And that's why you pay to go to see the shows. You want to see performance. You want to show.
Right. So even if you did it just at the Olympia, I think it would be a good idea.
I think so. It would be a big hit, and that would draw so many young people into the sport.
Absolutely.
Because the bodybuilders are not very big, but well balanced, routine, choreographed to music. It's entertainment. When I was doing mixed pairs, I was on ABC, NBC, World Sports all the time.
Wow.
At least a couple of times a year.
Isn't that crazy when you think about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That gave you a lot of exposure.
national publicity, exactly.
And that's even something like if you might get retired bodybuilders like yourself that would come back and do something like that, because it's not necessarily about the physique as much as it is about the harmony of the two physiques and how they interact with each other on stage.
Yes, how they complement each other. And I just saw Carla Dunlap at the Mr. Olympia last year.
How's she looking?
She looks amazing. She goes, "We should come back and do it again."
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? That I'd pay money for that.
Right. So yeah,
I'd like to see Tony Pearson and Carla Dunlap against Breon Ansley and Shanique Grant. There you go.
Oh my God!
Right? What kind of battle would that be?
Ooh. She lives in Las Vegas.
I know she does. She's amazing, right?
Oh my God!
Actually, how about Tony Pearson and Shanique Grant? How about that combo?
Okay.
You guys live right near each other. You could work right at the gym there together.
That would look good together. I mean, visually, right now, I can start seeing that on stage. I could see what it looks like.
You guys would complement each other great. I got to tell you, I told you this off camera, but I want to say it on camera. My wife, Amanda, was the USA champion in bodybuilding in 2005. So she's a pro bodybuilder. She understands physiques. I showed her a picture of you because she didn't know who you were, because she doesn't know the history of the sport. But I showed her a picture of you when you competed, and I showed her a picture of you at 60 that you had put up on your Facebook page or something like that. She was so impressed. She thought you looked better at 60 than she did when you competed. Your physique actually has gotten more mature, more detail. It's more balanced. I don't know how you still do it after all these years. How do you not have injuries and stuff like that, Tony? It's amazing with the way you look.
I do. I hurt every day. That's
there it is. There's a picture. We got it up on the screen.
Certain exercises I can't do, but I still find a way. From experience, I know how to adjust the weights, change the weight, less weight and volume of reps, more reps, and just being consistent every day. Hit that muscle twice a week, and hit the angles. It still gives you the illusion.
To me, Charles Glass angles.
Yes, it's just
you don't take days off, right? You train every single day.
I train every single day, sometimes twice a day. I mean, the last 3 days I've trained twice a day. So yeah,
wow.
So, yeah, it's mental and physical too.
Now, do you find that you don't recover as well at 63 as you did when you were younger?
You do not. I'm exhausted, but like I said, that's why I just do a little bit at the gym each time.
Gotcha.
You don't recover as fast. No, you do not. And make sure that muscle group gets at least 2 or 3 days of rest. The legs even more. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of regular squats, sumo squats, but lightweight, lots of reps. Just pump, 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 pump.
Do you believe in hormone replacement?
None.
Zero. You don't do any.
Nothing. And I know all your viewers going to go, yes, he's taking this, because I've gone to YouTube and I read all the comments they write about me. Oh, man, he's taking this and he's taking. I'm not taking anything.
I believe you too. I believe you.
You can look at my skin. You can tell that I have nothing in my body.
No.
And if whoever wants to pay for the blood test, I'll take the blood test.
Really? There you go. I believe you, because I can see it in your face. You get a certain fluid retentive look when you're on stuff. Even HRT, you get a little look in your neck. Your neck gets thicker. Yes. I noticed that on myself. I haven't taken anything for 5 years, so I know the look. I can tell you're not on anything. But that just goes to show you how great your genetics are. Have you ever had your testosterone level checked just to see what it was for shits and giggles?
I have not. And
I bet it's high.
I said, now I must have testosterone, otherwise I couldn't have muscles. I can still build. I can still improve. Right. So it must be still fairly high.
Yeah. What would you say was the highlight of your career in terms of victories? I mean, you won the Mr. America, you won the Mr. Universe. What were the shows that you were most proud of? The victories, or even just the placings, for that matter.
Even the placings too. I was kind of happy with the Olympia a couple of times I was in. 11th both times, but I thought I could have been top 10. I really do. Yeah. Of course, winning Mr. Universe and the Mr. America. I mean, in the last mixed pairs, because I had lost one.
Who'd you lose to?
Mike Ashley and I don't know the Italian girl. It was an Italian girl.
Claudia, whatever her name was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lost that one. So for me and Carlo to come back to win again the last time, so that was nice.
I forgot Ashley was. Yeah, he was stomping at your heels right there.
You're right. Yes.
He was good. I would have loved to see Kai Green do mixed pairs too. You know,
yeah, that would be amazing.
He would be a good one too.
He's very creative still.
Yeah.
Yes.
Melvin Anthony would have been another great one to do mixed pairs.
Absolutely. Yes.
Who were your favorite posers, like of your era and then the more modern era?
Frank Zane, of course.
Right.
To me, he's the artist, and I still study his moves, his feet positions, his knees, his hands. And, you know, I'm watching all the little detail, little subtle things nobody can see. Mm-hmm. And when he's contracting, how he contracts and transitions from one shot to the other. Right. Sean Ray. Okay. I think he's a very good poser. His timing. There's a lot of guys I admire. Dennis Wolf, I thought he was a really good poser. Okay. I saw him a few times. It's very unique poses. I like guys who come with some very unique shots you've never seen before.
Right. Gotta get creative, you know.
I stole it from Zane at vacuum pose thing, and I started hitting it from the side or hitting it with the crucifix or just changing it up how you can hit that shot over and over in different body positions. It's hard to do the shot straight on.
Sure.
But to twist and do it, to still be able to do it.
So you must like the classic physique division. That would have been your division had you been competing today, obviously.
I love that class, and I'm so glad they brought it back. I love to work with a bunch of those guys because I see all the little subtle things that will make them look so much bigger that they're not doing. You know what I'm saying?
So in terms of posing and presentation, you're talking about.
Presentation, yes. How you position your hips, you know, tuck your knees and twist here, do that, bring the elbows forward in a couple of shots.
Right.
It just gives you the illusion that you're bigger. And I was never a big bodybuilder, you know that.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying a classic division would have been perfect for you had it been around when you were competing.
Right. Yes. I mean, you know, we wore classic physique. This is old school classic physique. That's what they're doing now. It's what Samir and myself and Zane and Robbie, classic lines.
Right. But yeah, when you got into the later part of your career, though, the mass monsters had arrived by then, and you were outsized by a lot of those guys in the 90s, you know.
And that was one of my reasons for stepping away, because I said I don't want to get bigger. The minute I lose my waistline, I'm done.
Yeah. You're right.
That was my trademark, this super small waist. It gives you the illusion that I'm a lot bigger. So once you thicken in the waist, your career is basically over.
Sure. Let me ask you this question. The WBF came around. Vince McMahon started that organization. Tom Platz was the recruiter, so to speak, getting all the athletes. Was that a hard decision for you to make, to leave the IFBB and go there at that point in time?
No, because I was in Germany hanging out doing nothing.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Really?
Yeah, I had no work, and I wasn't doing well in IFBB at all.
Right.
So it's kind of on the outside looking in. And Tom called me in Germany and says, "Hey, Vince McMahon, have a new federation. You're a performer. We would need somebody on stage that can perform." So I said, "Yes, I'm in." So.
Did they pay well?
They paid well, yes. Yeah. It only lasted a couple of years.
I know. It was a shame that I think it came around at the wrong time, because I think it really was an entertainment, you know, type of thing, kind of like wrestling. It really wasn't. Yes. At the time, they pitted against the IFBB, but it really wasn't an IFBB versus WBF thing, because WBF was more about the entertainment, like wrestling is almost, you know.
Exactly. We all had character names,
right.
Choreographed the music to their music. So yeah, it was a show, big show.
So you enjoyed it. You liked the VIP treatment they gave you guys too?
Yes, it was nice. You know. But like I said, in IFBB, I wasn't doing anything at the time. This is 1990, 1991, so my career was kind of going downhill. So. Right. Yeah, I started in 1976. I had a 20-year career.
That's crazy when you think about it. I was in first grade when you were first competing. 2014, you made a little bit of a comeback. You won your class in the 50 and over at the NABA Nationals. Was that just what motivated that move? You just wanted to see how you can do on stage against some of these younger guys?
Yeah, I just wanted to compete again. A friend, one of my clients says, "You look pretty good. You should compete again." And it just stuck. I said, "Okay, let's give it a shot." So I won the Grandmasters, and I won the short open class.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yes. So
people must have been going crazy in the crowd when they realized it was you there.
Yeah, I had the cap on. I was sitting in the corner. No one recognized me. And they go, "Oh, there's a line. Got in the lineup. I said, 'Oh, Tony Pearson, what are you doing here?'"
Yeah, for the poor other guys in your class, they're like, holy mackerel, they brought a ringer.
I'm just walking down the street and I decided to stop it.
You're always in shape though. You could probably in 2 weeks be ready for a show, right?
Yeah, I could really get ready in about 6 weeks to make sure that I'm take about 6 weeks, twice a day, don't miss a day. Yeah. So.
Now, Tony, you just penned an autobiography called Driven. Talk to me a little bit about that. What's that about? Is it about your life? What does it really focus on? What's the theme of the book?
It's a whole different subject, and it's about me growing up, because no one knows Tony Pearson before bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and in the Deep South in the 60s, and I was abused, and it's about child abuse.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
You were abused by your parents?
Yes, by my great auntie. So this is the book. It's on Amazon, mm-hmm. and it just tells you about my childhood. From age 3 to 14, I was tortured every day.
Really? Like physically or emotionally?
Physically, emotionally, you name it. Yeah, it's very, very brutal. Mm-hmm. And it took me, 50 years to talk about it, to write about it?
Imagine. It must be very difficult. Writing that book probably was the hardest thing you ever did.
Yes, I have to admit, there was tears on the sad parts, and there was smiles on the good sides. Mm. I was winning a show or something, but it was very challenging to write. And the reason I wrote the book, because I want to give back and help people to help heal themselves, that it's okay that you can tell your story. And I feel free now. Mm-hmm. It's an inspirational book. That's what it is, an inspirational book to tell people, young people, between you and I, kids, 5 years or more years of age are being tortured and killed per day in this country. I don't think you know that.
No.
Five kids or more are being killed. And the suicide rate today among teens and young adults is at the highest point. And no one's no one's caring about these kids.
Right.
So I'm advocating for the kids, because I went through it. I'm a victim and I'm a survivor.
Is the great auntie who abused you, is she still alive?
No, she lived till she was 97.
Wow. So
it was living hell. And then I went to California. I went to St. Louis. I trained in St. Louis for a while. Yeah. And it's an interesting read. Jerry Brainerd wrote a really good review. I got some very good reviews on it.
Yeah, I'd love to read it. Did you ever reconnect with her and make any peace with her about it?
I did. George Turner, I don't know if you know George Turner. He's a trainer in St. Louis, Missouri. Kenny Waller trained there. I did. Dave Johns, Samir Benoot, Phil Williams. So he's a great trainer. And I went to California. 10 years later, he calls me up and says, I want you to guest post. I said, okay. So I went back to St. Louis in the morning. Before the show, I went to visit my great auntie for the last time.
Oh, really?
And so that was I wrote about this. It's a very strange scene. It's like a movie scene. Mm-hmm. How the connection was and what I said. And I forgave her because forgiving her is helping me. Mm-hmm.
Did she admit to anything, or was she in denial of everything that went on?
She pretended like nothing ever happened.
Wow.
But what happened was I walked into the room with just me and her. It's just like a movie scene. It was eerily quiet. She's sitting in a lounge chair. She had lost a lot of weight. She was much older after 10 years. Mm-hmm. And she had a picture of me on the wall, flexing.
Right.
Now, I looked at her. Why would you have a picture of me on the wall? Thinking to myself.
Yeah.
Then I realized she really liked me. She cared about me. She was proud of me. So my whole life, I never knew. I thought she hated me the whole life. She tortured me every day. Right. So it's amazing but everyone has a story to tell.
She probably told all her friends that you were the success you were because of her, I bet you.
Right, yeah. She's very proud of me.
Even though she could have destroyed you, she probably took credit for your success.
I think so. Yeah.
As demented as that sounds, I think the people, it's crazy. People are nuts sometimes, but...
Yes, and I was the unfortunate one to be with a crazy person.
Yeah, but you know what? You probably wouldn't be the person you are today without that. Because I think that, not that anyone should ever have to go through that, but it shapes you and changes you and makes you do things in life that you would never have done before. Maybe you wouldn't have left. Maybe you'd still be, living in the same place. Never have achieved what you did. Because I believe that all bodybuilders armor ourselves up with muscle to cover up some kind of deep emotional pain that we're in at some level,
Yes.
whatever the reason is. And
I told.
right, and then we have to deal with it later once that stuff breaks through the muscle and comes out of us, right?
Right. Eventually, you have to deal with it, and I did. That's why I wrote the book.
Yeah.
Because I retired from bodybuilding, and all this stuff started coming back to me. Like, you can't get away. I can't escape my childhood. Mm-hmm. So I start writing it.
Right.
So that helped. But I said, hey, it's a story that everyone should read, not just in the sport of bodybuilding, but everyone have issues in the general public.
Right.
That, the adults, kids, and I'm really concerned about kids because no one's saving them. Mm-hmm. These kids, in Las Vegas, I just imagine today, I was thinking, how many kids are being tortured every day by family members or on drugs or committing suicide because no one is reaching out to help them.
Yeah. It's sad when you think about it, and I think you're right, people don't know, or they just don't want to know, or their head's in the sand, and it's important. Do you think, it sounds like this book could almost be like a movie. Would you ever consider writing it into a script maybe? Because it sounds like it's movie worthy for sure, especially given your career. Oh, there it is. There it is, the script.
It says Driven, original screenplay. I wrote this before I wrote the book.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So when you read it, even when you read the book, it's like you're in a movie scene. I put you in the scene.
Right. Did you include your bodybuilding in that, like as what was going on?
There's tons of bodybuilding stuff.
Oh, good. The
most important part is the childhood.
Right.
Part that no one knew.
Right. And that's what made you who you are. So I think it's
yeah.
If you weren't so successful in bodybuilding, it wouldn't be as compelling a story. It would still be compelling, but it wouldn't be as compelling. The fact that you achieved what you did, given what you had to live through as a child, is what makes the story so amazing, obviously.
Yes, I agree. I thought about that many times. If I didn't have any titles, I said, oh, another story. But, I'd made a career out of it.
Yeah.
And I kept my mouth shut, and I kept that secret. That's why it says my secret untold story.
I love it. No, I love it.
Everybody has a secret untold story.
We all do, and that's every time I interview people, Tony. I try to get it out of people. It doesn't always work though.
They don't want to talk about it.
No, a lot of people don't. It's too painful.
No, it's too private. It's too painful. Yeah. It's embarrassing. It's you name it. But I'm trying to get this to cross over to the general public, right. Not just the fitness world. Okay. Everybody that I know have issues.
Right.
That they're masking. They put on this beautiful face, but deep underneath there's pain, there's suffering.
Sure. Well, you can pick that up on Amazon. It's called Driven by Tony Pearson. And of course, if you want to contact Tony, is Facebook the best way to get in touch with you?
Yes, Facebook and Instagram, Tony Pearson 87.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter as well, just Tony Pearson.
Okay, you got all the social media avenues. I like it. That's
yes,
it's impressive. A lot of guys in their 60s, they don't understand social media. You seem to be very up on it. That's great.
I'm learning as I go. Trust me, it's not easy.
Hey, that's how you communicate in today's world. You got to do it, man, if you want to keep up.
I understand. Right, you have to. Yes. Oh yeah, I got it all. Yeah. So,
well, Tony, I want to thank you for being so honest and open with us today and giving people a little peek into your life. And I think that a lot of people can do well by reading your book and maybe get a little bit of closure in their own pain that they're suffering. Maybe it'll actually give them the courage to talk about their own issues.
Yes, that's the key word, courage, to believe in yourself that it's okay. You can tell your story or write about your story. I think I like to read stories like this. Yeah. I watch TV all the time, and I see those type of stories and go, wow, what an amazing comeback. And you don't know what people have gone through. Even if it's successful now, but what did they go through before?
It reminds me of the movie Antoine Fisher. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Very similar situation,
Yes. But this one is like the book and the screenplay is like, this is the first half of the book right here.
Right.
It's a Rocky. It's like a Rocky.
Yeah.
Kids from the woods. He goes up and he wins to become Mr. America, just I built it up like Rocky all the way through.
They say every movie script is either Rocky or James Bond. Either you're saving the world or you're overcoming obstacles. That's it. There's only two scenarios, they said.
Right.
And
I submitted a screenplay in the Los Angeles script competition.
Oh, how'd it do?
And at quarterfinals, I made the quarterfinals.
Wow.
They
Congratulations.
sent me a letter that said, very good writing, pacing, characters, this and that, but it needs more in the middle. There's a beginning, a middle, and the end of every movie.
Sure.
So build up the middle of the movie. So yeah, so I never written a screenplay before.
I bet you if you get one person who knows what they're doing to help you a little bit, the story's there already. You probably can make it a bestseller, or at least a very popular movie. All you got to get is one director that's interested in the storyline and take it and then run with it. You should try to get that thing to Will Smith. He'd do a great job with that, I bet.
I think he would. Yes. So I came back and I rebuilt the mill. So trust
you did.
me.
Oh, you did it already. Oh, it's even better. Yeah.
Already. Oh yeah.
Will Smith. I got a connection for you. Tell me off camera. I'll give you a number. You can get this thing to Will Smith. I know someone.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. I love this guy. He's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I heard he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He's very generous. He'd be the right guy to produce that thing. I'm telling you.
Oh, awesome.
Tony, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a little historical look into your life and what you went through in the bodybuilding world and in childhood. And once again, the book is Driven. Check it out at Amazon.com.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. That's going to take us, guys, to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.